se formó. La música con variedades, tocamos desde salsa hasta reggaetón. Un vacilón, este es el show de la mañana en el tapón. Son un bombón, tírame remix, Elistón. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show.
Este es el show de la mañana con Elio,
Dianelis y la bandida.
Este es el show de la mañana, el show.
Ya estamos. Regresando. Bienvenido a la última hora aquí en el show de la mañana en Tu Fiesta Radio. 95.7, baby, 95.7 desde Gator Nation, Gainesville, Florida. Aquí este servidor, Elio Piedra.
Dianelis y la bandida.
Somos
Tu Fiesta Radio.
Y con nosotros, we have here, what an honor. He is by the man, the myth, the gator, Billy Moody.
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Billy, I am so happy you are here. You are special and you are awesome. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, my pleasure, Elliot. It's good to be back.
You know, Billy Moody is the #1 Gator fan on planet Earth. I've never seen anyone else to love the Gators as you do, Billy.
Man, I couldn't be more proud, Elliot. This is my 22nd year being a fan of this team, going back to 2004. And, yeah, it's my first time here since May 28th of last year when we talked about the golf tournaments I've been involved of. But now with March Madness coming up in March with the Final Four coming back to Indianapolis, man, it feels good to be a college basketball fan as of right now, especially when it comes to Florida and their national championship defense.
That is awesome. And you mentioned March Madness, right? We are here to talk about talk about our Gators, Florida Gators, to talk about March Madness. And Billy, you seem very excited about it. What is it that make you that excited about March Madness? Talk to me about March Madness. What is March Madness?
Well, March Madness is a huge tournament featuring 64 teams who are qualified in the tournament, because when March Madness comes, ESPN and our good folks at CBS, they do like a selection show with bracketology, which they put all 64 teams on the bracket. And every college basketball fan can fill the brackets from either CBS, ESPN, NCAA, or Fox, depending on which bracket they want to use. Because my family does their brackets from ESPN. So, I actually picked Florida to win the national championship last year, and the Gators won that. And with the Final Four taking place in Indianapolis this April on TBS, this is really going to be a huge treat, because my brother was actually in Indianapolis 20 years ago when Florida won their first title at the RCA Dome, and with a huge win over UCLA. UCLA has a very good team, and so does Todd Golden, because few of Todd Golden's key players from last year when they won the championship, they've already left for the NBA. So
Yeah.
So it feels good to have Ruben Chinyelu back on the lineup. They have Alex Condon back on the lineup. They also have Thomas Haw in the lineup and Xavier Lee in the lineup too. And Avia Ryu is like the tallest guy on the roster. He's like 7 feet tall. He actually played high school basketball over at up north of the border in Canada, just outside of Montreal.
Wow. Amazing, man. 6 feet, 7 pies, caballo. Es una cosa impresionante. It's unbelievable. 7 feet. So I haven't seen this guy playing live here in in the Dome, and I really want to go and see him because they say he's unbelievable.
Yeah, you should, Elliot, because Florida has a sold-out matchup this coming Saturday in prime time against Arkansas. And what's most importantly, in the morning, Saturday morning, is that College Game Day, from which is the huge 2-hour, 3-hour show on ESPN with Reese Davis. They're coming back into town for their 2-hour show. They just finished out their show last Saturday in Washington, D.C. And boy, man, that was a great matchup between Michigan and Duke, with Duke pulling off a huge upset against top-ranked Michigan, because Arizona was actually number one in the country ahead of time until they ended up losing 2 straight games at home against Texas Tech in overtime, and on the road a few weeks ago against Kansas.
So, Billy, do you think as we keep progressing through the season, and as well as we're doing now with men's basketball, do you see the possibility that we can go to another championship?
Well, they did in 2006 and 2007, and there's a possibility we might go back-to-back, because that was a huge championship game in San Antonio last year between Florida and Houston. And who knows? I think Florida might be like the fourth seed in the NCAA tournament, but Arizona and I think a few other teams that have already been the top seed. They've already had the top seed in the region so far, but Joe Lunardi, who does all the brackets for ESPN, he's going to announce which teams are in the tournament or whether they're out, and which teams are going to go into the tournament, or those who have not made it to the tournament. There's his other special tournament called the National Invitational Tournament, the NIT for short, and Florida's been there a few times, but a bunch of times the NIT has all the championship matches in Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Oh wow!
So, but now they moved all the tournaments over to Las Vegas, and they usually have like first round matches on campus.
That's amazing. So let's go back to March Madness. All right, is this a fundraising event so people understand what it is?
It's actually a huge 64 team tournament that Turner Networks and our good folks at CBS do every year, meaning that they have one championship game on CBS once a year, and then another year they get the championship game shifts over to TBS. So with the championship game being on TBS this year in Indianapolis, man, this is a huge matchup, because I think with Florida winning 3 national championships right now in school history, Florida has a chance to win their second straight, and it'll be the first time since 2006 and 07 that Florida's gone back-to-back since Billy Donovan and Joakim Noah and the rest of the guys picked up a huge back-to-back championships, because they became the first team since 1992 to go back-to-back.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. So let's see, we have some comments. Let me see. We have Madeline Perez. Good morning, family. Good morning, Madeline.
Yes.
Good morning. Yes. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thanks for being here with us. We also have Lori Hoffman.
That's my mother, all right.
Yeah. Lori.
Good to hear from you, mother, and hope you're having a wonderful day this morning, and please say hi to the kids.
That's awesome. So yeah, Lori is she's wonderful teacher.
Yeah,
and,
she was actually my 5-year teacher up in my hometown of Ocala, where I was born, but I grew up here in Gainesville, so that's main thing, because I actually moved to Gainesville officially in 2006 because I was in foster care for some time.
Mm-hmm. That is awesome. Lori, thanks for watching, and she's saying great job, Billy and Elio. Yes.
Well, thanks for tuning in, mother, and because we do this every Monday through Friday, as you know, from 6 to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of commercials for the thing on the CW, so that's the main thing, because we have huge partnerships with TV20.
Yes, that's what. So have you seen our commercial on WCJB?
Yeah, I've seen it on the CW, but I'm not sure if I watch on TV20. But mostly I've seen it on the CW.
Very nice, very nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have March Madness coming up. We have a lot of Gator madness, I will say, in the air. Also, we have the Orange and Blue games coming up April 11. Aren't you excited, Billy?
Oh yeah, definitely, because Elliot will be on the North End Zone live for the game for the Fan Fest, and then because we have the Gator Walk coming up around that time.
There you go.
And now let me tell you guys, the Orange and Blue game is a free event. There's no tickets to be purchased. Those can go to the game. They can, but when you get like lunch and everything, you will have to. There's a concession so we can purchase lunch and everything. But general admission seats are available. But when it comes to premium seating, like a touchdown terrace or in the Champions Club, that will have to be purchased during that time. Because we actually start the 2026 season on September 5th against FAU, who are coming in for Boca Raton to be coming to the Swamp for a huge matchup. Because this is going to be the first time that Florida and FAU has scored off since the whiteout in 2021.
Wow, amazing. We can predict an exciting season, right, Billy?
Yeah, because the 2025 season was not that great. We DJ Lagway has thrown a bunch of interceptions. He had been injured a few times, and we finished like 4-8 or something like that. But yeah, we did pick up a 2-point win on homecoming against Mississippi State. But unfortunately, Billy Napier was fired the next day. So Napier's now coaching at James Madison, and we actually picked up John Sumrall from Tulane, who actually led Tulane to their first ever appearance in the college football playoff. And now with John Sumrall coming to Gainesville, who knows, he might bring the Gators back to the championship again. And with it being in Las Vegas this year, that's going to be a huge turnaround.
Wow, big words, Billy. You are very hopeful with John Sumrall. Actually, I am glad you mentioned it because I wanted to hear your take on John Sumrall's first few months here in Gator Nation. You know, I have seen him very active on social media. I see him very active doing events around and supporting different causes and organizations. And it seems like he's bringing like a different energy to the table. He's bringing a different approach to leadership. So what's your take and your prediction for this season, the first season of Coach John Sumrall, Billy?
Well, in my opinion, I think John Sumrall might have his first winning season in just his first season in Gainesville. So who knows what might happen, because Florida's not won a national championship since Urban Meyer did back in 2008 when Tim Tebow was our quarterback, and there's a possibility that Tebow might come back into Gainesville a few times for SEC Nation. So ESPN does a great job. They do a great job being with him, and he is a Florida alum, along with a few other personalities that have been part of Gator Nation, like from sports networks, like Chris Collinsworth from NBC and Sunday Night Football, Lord Rutledge from ESPN, Aaron Andrews from Fox. So and among other things, but when it comes to Tebow, he's our Superman indeed.
All right, Superman indeed. Ahí está.
2007 Heisman Trophy winner, two-time national champion, and also a huge draft pick in the 2000 draft when he was drafted by the Denver Broncos.
Okay, Billy. So I'm gonna do. You might love me, you might hate me after this, but I am gonna do this. I'm gonna put you on spot right here. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
He's ready.
I love it. You gotta love Billy. I am gonna give you 3 different players, and you are gonna choose this player to play with this player and have this player as your star player on your team. From these 3 players, you need to choose one. I'll give you. Okay. Check this out. Tim Tebow, the one that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I'll give you. Actually, you know what? I'll give you 5.
Okay.
I'll give you Tim Tebow. I'll give you Danny Werfel. I'll give you Steve Spurrier, right? Mm-hmm. I'll give you Tom Brady. And then I'll give you, let me think about this. I'll give you those 4. Okay. From those 4, you pick one as your star player, the best one of all times for you.
In my opinion, it has got to be Tebow.
Oh.
Tebow, whoa, okay.
Yep, Tim Tebow is by far my star player because I actually got to see him in person once, and he does an incredible job with Night to Shine, which we just had on February 6th. So he does an incredible job with that, and with his wife Demi, they actually have their 2027 Night to Shine event on February 12th of 2027. So, and I'll be taking part of it, and more importantly, Westside Baptist Church does an incredible job hosting the Night to Shine event for everyone in Gator Nation, because we got the Gator players involved, the band as well, and plus we got appearances from the Gator Spirit team and among other things. But it sure has been an incredible few weeks, and more importantly, it just feel when you come to Gainesville, you have to experience what it's like to be a Gator and not being because Gator Nation is everywhere when it comes to being in Gainesville or in Los Angeles or anywhere in the U.S. or around the world, like in Toronto or Paris, among other things. Gator Nation is all around the world when it comes to being a student at the University of Florida, or just being a Gator alum or being a Gator alum personally.
Billy, we have Chico Love on the chat, and he said, Billy, sorry I couldn't be there. Was good. Blessings to you. And he also said, never Tom Brady. Jamás. Never.
Yeah, never Tom. Well, here's the thing, Chico. Tom Brady actually won 6 Super Bowl titles with the Patriots, and he actually won his last with Tampa Bay. So when it comes to being an all-time great in the NFL, I know you don't like Tom Brady. There are a few people that do, but now that he's with Fox, it's going to be a tough deal.
Wow. Okay. So let me tell you something. We have the great Billy Moody with us here this morning, and we are talking sports, and most importantly, Florida Gators. We are Gators here. This is Gator Country, baby, and we support. We support our Florida Gators. And before we still have a few minutes to go, Billy. I wanted to hear from you. What's your take on Fernando Mendoza? The great Fernando Mendoza that everybody's talking about.
He is really legit for Indiana because he actually led them to their first national championship against Miami at Miami as well, because with it being at Hard Rock Stadium, man, that was a huge game. Oh man, Indiana put up a huge fight, and I'm really glad they won because I was pulling for Indiana in that game.
That's awesome. I think Chico Love, he just want to this battling with you, really. He's saying that he's the biggest Gator fan. He's bigger than you, like a bigger Gator fan than you are, and I don't believe that. I mean that's
well. To my opinion, Chico, it doesn't really matter if there are some people who like the Gators. There's some that do not, and I've actually had a couple. I actually had 2 cousins that went to college at Florida State. So it's I know it's kind of odd because when it comes to having them and facing Florida at the same time, whether it's at the Swamp or at the Doak, man, my family always has bragging rights when it comes to that, and especially. It's awesome. Well, here's the thing, Elio. It's an in-state rivalry because we play them one year in the Swamp, we play them another year in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. But what's shocked me the most is that this coming season we actually have Florida and Florida State on a Friday night rather than on a Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of odd because 2022 was the last time they did, and during that, and sadly that day the Noles won, which kind of really got me really angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really stunned the Gatorheads too, because that was our first season with Billy Napier at the helm.
Wow. Imagine. Well, yeah, I mean, that season with Billy Napier, it was obviously, and probably one of the worst seasons we had in a while back, right?
Yeah, the fans were chanting "Fire Billy" throughout the 2025 season, and just right after Florida's homecoming game against Mississippi State, which they won, which I actually attended that game, by the way. Napier was fired after the 2-point win because he couldn't put DJ Lagway on the bench after a few plays. And now the Lagways now playing for Baylor. That's going to be a huge deal for whoever becomes Florida's starting quarterback when the season starts.
Wow. So, Billy, what's your favorite sport? Is it football, basketball, baseball? What do you like most?
Well, I like sports either way, but if I had to pick it, has to be football either way, because when it comes to like interceptions, touchdowns, that kind of thing, it has to be football, because in my opinion, there had been a few times that the NFL and college football has been going around because they actually started making some new rules in the NFL, which means in the kickoff, when it comes to kickoffs, if the kickoff goes to the end zone for a touchback, the opponent doesn't get the ball at the 25-yard line, they start the possession at the 35, which is kind of odd, because on the college level, if there's a touchback call on a kickoff, that college team starts the possession at the 25-yard line. But the NFL, they start at the 35.
So, Billy, now that we have you here, which is such a privilege to all of us, by the way, and you are such a huge Gator fan, and you are knowledgeable about football, our ladies here, the Anelis and La Bandida, our co-hosts, they mention sometimes that they don't really get the information of football. They don't understand it well. How could you explain in a simple way, what's the most simple way to explain how the sport of football, American football, works, so people also can understand how that happens on the field?
Well, when it comes to being on the field, Elio, there's a bunch of players being on the field for for possessions, like whether they decide whether they go on offense first or defensive first, like just like they do in overtime. But when it comes to scoring touchdowns on an offensive play or a defensive play, like an interception or like a scoop and score, it really gets the fans fired up, because when it comes to when an opposing team gets a touchdown, man, that really silences the crowd.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. I got your explanation. Well, come on.
But when it comes to a targeting penalty, in college football, the officials have to review it. And that target call stands, that player is ejected. So that's the main thing. And they're going to be they get thrown out for the first half of the upcoming game.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the great Billy Moody with us here, talking sports, talking Gator sports. Because this is Gator Nation. This is how we do it. This is what we do. We have Orange and Blue Game April 11 coming up. We have March Madness actually before that, and we have a lot of sports coming up. We already have our men and women basketball season on fire. We already have baseball going on that actually we started a couple weeks ago. Baseball, right?
Yep. We just actually started the season back on Valentine's Day weekend over at Condren Ballpark against UAB. But UAB took the first game though 9-7 in 10 innings, but Florida came back and won the next two games.
Exactly.
Nice.
Plus they swept Kennesaw State over the weekend.
Yeah, so it's been a fine beginning. We kick off with the right foot, we will say, even though we lost the very first game, but and then we came back. So it's looking pretty good for our Florida Gator baseball team.
Yep, but as we mentioned, guys, it's a lot. College baseball is a long way away, especially when it comes to Florida, because they have a lot of games to play, because hopefully the Gators can battle very hard in the upcoming season, and there's a possibility they might get a chance to getting back to playing in Omaha and in the College World Series.
That is right. And now that we're talking Florida Gators and we're talking about baseball, I would love to shout out to our family from Meldon Law. Meldon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, if you pay attention, you go to the website, which is www.meldonlaw.com, www.meldonlaw.com, and you're going to be able to enter a raffle for a chance to win 2 tickets to go and enjoy our Florida Gator baseball team. Así que ya tú sabes, puedes ir y ganarte esos 2 boletos. And maybe if you are lucky enough, like me, you might encounter this Gator fan over there.
And there's more information on how you can contact Jeffrey and Carrie for any like car accidents. The number's on the screen, 1-800-373-8000. And among other things, as you said, the website is, you said, is meldonlaw.com. And as you said, they won't back down.
They won't back down. Yeah. And you hear that,
go Gators!
There you go, baby. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great Billy Mooney.
Thanks, everyone, and Adele will be back soon. Thank you guys very much.
Este servidor, Elio Piedra.
Dianelis.
La bandida.
And Billy.
Nos despedimos desde la casa
de los latinos.
Bye-bye.
Tu Fiesta Radio. Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música. La casa de los latinos en Gainesville, Florida. 95.7. Tu Fiesta Radio.
Saludos mis hermanos latinos, soy Gilberto Santa Rosa y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Chicos de aquí, los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Raúl Alejandro. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León. Sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor del Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.
Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música. La casa de los latinos en Gainesville, Florida. 95.7. Tu Fiesta Radio.
No. Mira lo que les he hecho a mi camioneta. Esto es tu culpa.
Yo estaba primero saliendo y usted me chocó a mí.
No.
Fuiste tú.
Yo voy a llamar ahora mismo a Jeffrey Meldon, mi abogado.
Jeffrey, mi esposo, llámalo.
Meldon Law habla Jeffrey.
Una mujer loca aquí. Me acaba de tocar la camioneta.
¿Un cliente nuevo? Sí, pero un poco complicado. Saludos mis hermanos latinos, soy Gilberto Santa Rosa y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Chicos de aquí, los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Raúl Alejandro. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León. Sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor del Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.
Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música. La casa de los latinos en Gainesville, Florida. 95.7. Tu Fiesta Radio.
We're the Martin family, and we've been members of Campus USA since 1998.
It's very important to have a personal relationship with anyone you're doing business with. They don't try to guide you in another direction when they know who you are and what you're trying to do.
I think they give a lot of people a chance that other financial institutions would not.
Everyone, helps you. Make sure you have what you need, exactly what you want, and the way that you want it.
I don't feel like a customer at campus. I feel like I'm a member of their family.